It is so pretty out here. It is a gray, misty day, and these are my favorite kind of days. And I thought it was very picturesque and perhaps a nice place to bring you along today. I wish you could feel the air. It's crisp, which is why I'm all bundled up, and damp, and it's just really refreshing, very invigorating, just a great place to be. And if being chilly, kind of cold isn't your thing, then what's really fun is you can experience all of this vicariously through the wonders of the internet while you are warm and dry. Now, if you're knitting, I would love to hear what it is you're knitting, so you can totally put me on pause right now, and in the comments share with me what you're working on. Are you a sweater knitter? Are you someone who likes to crochet? Are you sewing? Whatever it is that you're doing, maybe you're just trying to find some peaceful bliss in the craziness of the world. Whatever you're doing, I'm really stoked that you're here. So you're gonna hear my husband in the background, and you may see Sasha zip through. She is a precocious dog and has knocked over the camera a couple times already. So this is not the first time we've been sitting here talking, but this is the first time you've been upright and I've looked upright because of her. So first thing I want to share with you is, where are we? We are at White Sands Beach, which is a funny name when you look behind me. This is a river that feeds down into the ocean, which is behind me this way. The current has been moving really quickly. We found just a kind of a tucked in place to sit with you and play with the dog and just enjoy it. This time, no, it wasn't this time. Oh, a little bit later than this time last year, we were walking along the beach and a mama bear and her two cubs were right there. It was a very exciting experience, but I will say I love seeing the bears from afar. They are massive. Kodiak bears are huge. They're friendly because they're a little kind of standoffish, not in a bad way, in a really good way if you're a human being. But they are huge. And this is the time of year that they're just starting to kind of stretch and wake up, and you'll see them come along the shore to eat grasses to clean themselves out after being hibernating over the winter. Which, fun fact that I didn't realize was a true fact, is the bears here don't go to bed in November and sleep through until April or May. They kind of get up at different times. I am not a country girl at heart. Well, at heart, yes, but not in real life. I keep hearing the dog, and because I'm like conscious of where I live and bear, I keep looking around because I want to make sure it is my dog. But yeah, I didn't realize that they actually will get up and amble about a bit. So, okay, what's in my basket? The first thing I want to show you is this basket. This basket is a treasure to me. My parents are divorced. They got divorced when I was in college. Or no, they got separated when I was in college and got divorced later when I was a grown-up. It was still kind of a weird experience. Anyone who's ever experienced that, I don't know if there's an easy age, but anyways, this brings back memories for me when my mom was learning how to make baskets, and she was teaching all of us in the family. And my dad, obviously was a good student. He and my mom are just amazing. They're so crafty and clever, but he would initial them. I was trying to see where his initials were. I'll find them and take a picture for you. But he made this somewhere in, like, I want to say 1987, 1989. It's an old basket, but I love it. It's just perfect for taking along on the beach. So what do I have in my basket? it. First thing I wanted to show you is when I duck out of the screen, it's even better because you get to see the majesty and the pageantry of nature behind me. I should just kind of ease out and just let you, like the way it reflects in the water. And if we're lucky, we'll hear this really high-pitched chirrup, and those are the eagles. They're not as aggressive and as you would think they are, or as I thought they were. They actually have this really high-pitched cheeping sound. It's really, really fun. So this, I'm supporting my local yarn shop by purchasing yarn locally, and this is one such purchase. This is Ella Ray yarn. It's a wool, in case you're going to ask me. That's what I'm using. The Rookery in Kodiak is my local yarn shop. She has an insane amount of yarn and fabric. And if you're interested, on the blog, in the top is, you know, a bar of different things that you can choose from. If you go to projects and you click down, there are things like Tecumseh and the Shifty Sweater. And in both of those, I mention my fabulous local yarn shop. I'd love to hear what your local yarn shop is and how you support them. This pattern, let's see, it's kind of buckling because I had it all wrapped up. This pattern is fabulous. And because I am not very good at remembering things, I am going to tell you later who this fabulous pattern is by, because for the life of me, she's really sweet. I can see her Instagram feed and I don't remember her name. I want to say it's something like Maven Knits, but I don't think that's it. Anyways, this is the Cinnabar sweater in process, of course. I am working on the sleeves. And something I shared before when I was in the woods with Sasha when she was a little tiny puppy is the fact, and I know I'm sliding down further and further, I am sitting on a embankment and I've got my leg propped up and it's actually really cozy. It's very damp, but I don't mind getting wet. And it smells earthy and you can't see it, but there are little shoots of grass. I'll have to tilt it down. New grass growing out of the old, this is the old. Oh wait, maybe you can see right there. Right here behind me is a new bit of grass. My husband was just remarking, oops, I'm sliding, out in nature. I know you guys probably think I'm like the biggest dork ever. I don't care. I am. I'm not going to try to pretend that I'm anybody fancy. Anyways, this sweater, I am really enjoying it. It is going to be a cropped, not super cropped. I'm short torsoed. This is almost accurate. I'm short torsoed, and to make myself appear taller and having more presence. Hey, if you're gonna come over here, come down. Sasha's like, hey, can I knock that camera over again? Maybe she won't. Anyways, this is gonna be a cropped version, and I'm doing the sleeves. And as I was saying before I interrupted myself, in an earlier video, I think it's on YouTube, and it's me in the woods. Imagine that, me in the woods. I talk about how when I do my sleeves, there's a time where you are supposed to set the stitches aside on waste yarn. And instead of putting things on waste yarn, I have found that I prefer to set my sleeve stitches or anything else for the sweater that I'm doing for the A Knit With Me podcast, which you're invited. Come on and join in. There's a part where we cast off stitches for both sides of the shoulders in the front and the back, and we have live stitches for the neck. I suggest sliding them onto extra needles, spare needles, because for me it's so much easier to knit right off of those rather than to slip those stitches back on, and it seems like more work. So anytime the pattern calls for putting stitches on waste yarn, I grab extra needles. I have a lot of the same size needles, but you could totally use a different size. If it's a different size, I suggest after you put them on, I just take a twisty. When I do use different size needles, I'll take a twisty and wrap it around so it holds right here, and so the stitches don't continue to slide off or the smaller needles slide through. I just find it's a lot easier. So this one is on the needles and I'm enjoying it. I'm hoping to get it off the needles in the next couple of days. I want to get off Sleeve Island. And because I don't mind my stuff sitting in the grass, I'm putting it right here and I'm digging out of my basket some really cute things that I want to show you. So this yarn is what I have for this sweater. I know you're like, what is she getting ready to do? This sweater is a sweater I just cast on. I made my own sweater up. And this colorway is Elmer in the Storm. I love this yarn. And because I had a skein extra and a couple of small balls of it, I have decided to make some socks. If you've already read the blog post, then you might be bored with this section. If you're not already bored, that sound is the eagle. Oh, and he's gonna make a flyby. That's the eagle. I don't know if you can see him, but they make that chirping sound. Anyways, I have this yarn. I'm just gonna show you the socks. I have these yarns that I want to use up. They're a DK and sport weight, which is thicker than your traditional sock yarn weight. And I am making, someone said fraternal. These are fraternal sock twins. This one has a fraternal buddy. Isn't that fun to hear the eagles in the background? These guys. I'm gonna make another one where this is reversed because this has Elmer in it. This is Madeline Tosh Pashmina. Really soft, extra decadent for feet. I am a firm believer in, if your yarn makes you happy, use it for whatever you want instead of worrying about having a cashmere blend sock as a bad thing. Why not think of it as a reward for yourself because your feet and you deserve it. So these 4 are done. This one I misplaced after I took some pictures, and so I cast on another one, which is this Elmer and the Storm and this blue again, but in a different way. So I'm excited about these. Right now they're just tubes, but I've got 3 little balls of these and I weighed it out. This is going to be, it's worsted, so it's thicker, which is okay for me because it's going to be in the heels, and my extra tough boots and my hiking boots, usually the heels get rubbed out. The bottom of the foot, not so much. The heels, yes. So this worsted, I'm going to pick up stitches, cut into it, and make Afterthought heels that all of them will match. So my socks will match because the heels are going to be the same. So I'll try to snap a picture of the 5th in progress sock. It's a lot of fun. They knit up rather quickly. The needles that I'm using double pointed needles, which I have some people that connect with me that don't knit and have asked a couple of questions in regards to knitting. And one of them is about needles. So I just wanted to show real quick to those friends out there who are like, what's a double pointed needle? It's what it sounds like. There's a point here and a point here, whereas most needles will have like a tab at the end, and then the needle comes out with a tip, the pointed part over here. Or it would be a circular needle, which is, let me show you. this needle and this needle are actually connected by this cable. And so those are different types. All right, well, I've rambled on a little bit longer than I had intended. I like to keep these things just a few minutes long. There's gonna be a log that's gonna come down. Looks like a little alligator. Well, you have to use your imagination. I have a very good imagination, or maybe just an awkward imagination. Doesn't that look like an Alaskan alligator cruising down the lake? Actually, it's not a lake, it's a stream. Oh, last thing before we go. Actually, two things. The first thing is this hat. I knit this hat out of Hand-spun. It is Infinite Twist Hand-spun. I made this pattern especially for Hand-spun so you could see the beautiful work of the Hand-spun. I believe this is a worsted weight yarn. Simple rolled brim, a little bit of detail here, very simple detail. It's super fun. Cast off, pick back up, cast off, pick back up, knit your hat. Kind of cool decreases at the top. This is a free pattern. By the time you watch this, I will have it up on the blog under a tab that says free pattern. There are a lot of patterns there that are my gift to you because I want to share. They're previously released patterns that are, I think, beautiful. The images are very inspiring. The information within has been tech edited. They're fun, and they're just my gift to you to encourage you to make something beautiful. From a beautiful Alaska, can you just notice that? Oh my gosh, the water is moving. The wind is gently blowing, the reflection of the trees and the mist. You'd never know there are magnificent, huge mountains behind me, but there are. And it just goes to show you, sometimes things cover up things that we can't see, and it's really very special to me to appreciate this scene as it is, and yet know that there's coming a day when I'll see more. I'll see something more clearly. It'll be a whole new, fresh experience. And as we all struggle through these times right now, when we get out on the other side of it, it'll be a whole new, better, wonderful experience. So hang in there wherever you are. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you to have a beautiful, wonderful day. And remember, you were created to create. So I hope that somewhere, somehow in your day, you're able to find time to do that. It's just a joy to spend this time with you. Be kind to yourself, and I hope to visit with you again soon. Aloha from Alaska. Kodiak says, come visit us.